it's Eric with Patch Foundry, and what you just heard was the demo for the patch Shake It Off for MainStage 3.7.1 or higher. It's part of the Cover Band Pack Volume 1 or as a standalone patch, and there's a link to both in the description. Before we start, this MainStage concert that you see here is a free concert that comes with every purchase. It has a lot of really cool features that are unique to it. There's a separate video I've linked in the description if you want to know more about how it works and why it's so cool. Second thing is, the patch that I'm just played is not designed to sound like the original recording. And you could probably tell that just immediately right off the bat when I was playing stuff. The reason for that is we're trying to make something that is inspiring and based on the original in the sense that it has the same energy, but maybe turned up a little bit. The goal is for keyboard players to be able to play this in a cover band and get an audience to dance while not having to like switch among like 9 to 10 to 12 different like individual sounds to actually get to play keyboards rather than having to have all these little tiny intricate parts that you have to cover. So anyway, well, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and just jump in real quick. So over here, we'll go through the different channels we have. The first thing here is that Mellotron sound. And this thing uses the built-in Mellotron. And it's great. What's amazing about this patch and all of the patches of from the cover band series that we're doing is that they're only using the stock samples and stock plugins. And that took an unbelievable amount of work over 6 years to find and then tweak all of the sounds to make them work just the way we wanted to. This is one of those deep dive ones where trying to find a brass sound that sounds like a little bit like a trombone, that also has all of the right personality. We found it. It was all the way here, but it took a ton of tweaking to figure out. So the other advantage to this is it's so easy to use this. You literally just download MainStage, you fire up the concert, and it just works. There's no samples to download, nothing else to install. That's it. So that's our first sound. Then we have up here just a big layer to create space. So it starts with a piano, just the stock piano that's been adjusted, put a ton of reverb on. And then we've got a big horn section. And I recommend undergirding, even if you have a horn section, just playing this underneath it and sweeping it in with the expression pedal like this. And it creates this big, wide stereo field. Then to get some of the high end covered, we have this big pad. And it just sits there and swirls in the corners of the stereo field. Now, the last thing we've got here on the bottom is an organ. If you wanted to, you could have this. And it might add something, or it might not. It just depends on your choice. So those are all the sounds you have on your lower board. Now we have two keyboard mappings here. We've got the lower and the upper. The upper one is just extra things. In this case, excuse me, we have just a basic horn part. So we could do very similar to the bottom board. But it's by itself, so you could do something like this if you wanted to. You could go like... And bring that part out by itself if you decided you wanted to. So that's a huge advantage. If you don't want to do that, there's a light organ there that you could put in as well. And that is all of the sounds we have here. And it's a narrow amount, but man, it packs a punch, as you could hear from that first demo part. Now, before we end the video, let me talk a little bit about CPU usage. So right now, this I'm running this on an M1 MacBook Pro. It's got it's from 2020. It's 5 years old right now, so it's probably older now that when you're watching it. And I'm running 128 samples and 48K in MainStage. That's, for those that don't know, that's really pushing your luck. And I'm also running this with 6 gigabytes of storage space open on my computer like a dummy. Like, you should not do that. And I'm also recording audio and video at the same time on the same computer. So, recipe for disaster. But I would never play a show like this. Don't do that. You want to have a minimum of 100 gigabytes of storage space open. But let me just show you what the CPU is looking like, even with worst case scenario. So we're up here. It'll show me in real time. So minus a single spike where it jumped up for a second, for the most part, it was hovering somewhere around 30, like 20 to 30 on the CPU load. And that is just absolutely mind-blowing, given the fact that I'm doing a worst case scenario here. And this will totally transform you as a keyboard player when you can start to put in the sounds you want with no voice limiting into a thing and not have to worry about, having too many in here. Like, I've put up to 70 test things into one MainStage concert, no issue. And the reason that you can load so many is because of the CPU and because the RAM. The RAM is really low. This is 30 megabytes. That's almost nothing. So anyway, that is the demo. If you have any more questions or you want to know more about it, go to patchfoundry.com, or you can just click the link in the description. Thanks so much.